Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Another deck profile update for you guys. This time I'm bringing back my Lair of Darkness with some new changes, and some new surprises. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this, and let's get right to it. So Lair of Darkness, as everyone knows, is a trap-based deck where you basically abuse the effect of Lilith to search out your traps and then just primarily stun your opponent. So naturally you're going to be starting off with 3 Liliths. Best card in the whole deck. Her ability to quick effect and it does not target. Tribute 1 dark monster, you can also tribute yourself, reveal 3 normal traps, and your opponent picks 1 at random. Now this deck also relies on its field spell, Lair of Darkness, so you need a way to search it out with Arima. And Arima also searches out your Darkest Diabolus by tributing a dark monster, and if you choose not to, you can also just draw 1 card if you tribute a dark monster. Now for Darkest Diabolus, I bumped him down to 2. Great card in general, just because it's a 3000 beater. Cannot be tributed by your opponent and cannot be targeted by your opponent. So he's basically anti-kaiju. But I decided to bump him down to 2 because we're making room for the new spicy tech card, Dino Wrestler Pankratops. Easiest card to summon out as long as your opponent controls more monsters than you do. He's a free summon. And also, you can tribute 1 Dino Wrestler, basically him, and note, it says tribute. You can pop 1 card on your opponent's side of the field. So this card, if Lair is already out on the field, you could basically trigger off Darkest Diabolus' effect. And again, it's a free pop, and he's got 2600 attack points in general, so he's a much better version of Cyber Dragon. And of course, we have Armageddon Knight at 2, which just helps us pitch away our dark monsters a little bit faster. Primarily just to, get Darkest Diabolus out into the graveyard as quickly as we can, because you definitely want to bring him out as quickly as possible. For the 1-0s, we're going to be running 1 Tour Guide. Helps us get into some easy rank 3 plays as well as link plays. Summon any level 3 Fiend type like Skarm, or Lilith as well. But Skarm's just there to search out my Lilith at the end of the turn. Our only tuner is Blackwing Steam to Cloak. I sided out Destrudo. Now I don't like to main deck him anymore because this ability backfired on me once. I decided to try running this card. It's actually pretty good. It acts as a kaiju and as a polymerization. But the Dark Hexsteel Fusion can be used as any fusion material, and you can tribute 1 other fusion material monster on the field, including this card. Special summon 1 corresponding dark fusion monster, so you can summon out a free Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. I'm not running super poly in this build just because it's cloggy, and, well, not necessarily cloggy, I just don't have an efficient way to really search it out, aside from the Predaplant version of the deck that I showed you. But this is just something a little different, plus I needed to make more room for traps anyway. And the only hand traps, by the way, we're going to be running is DD Crow, which is strong against just about everything, like Gokis, get rid of that Phoenix Blade. Dangers, get rid of that Cannon Soldier, because you definitely want to get rid of that, or Grapha. That way they don't constantly loop you. So yeah, DD Crow is a good choice. And yeah, you pretty much just get where I'm going at. Anyway, that's it for the monsters. 18 monsters, and the rest is just spells and traps. So starting off with our spells, got 3 Lair of Darkness. Turns everything to dark, and once per turn, if you tribute a monster to activate an effect, you can tribute 1 of your opponent's monsters as if you controlled it. 2 Terraforming to search it out. For a little draw power, 2 Allure of Darkness, I'm sorry. I don't like to run it at 3 anymore just because, it's bricky, and plus, I don't want to banish everything at once, but I do have a way to bring back my banished dark monsters in case if I banish something I didn't want to get rid of, which is DDR. Definitely a great card to run, especially if you pitch away on Armageddon Knight, for example, bring it back, you still get to get a free pitch regardless, because as long as he's summoned, he's just good to go. Got 1 Monster Gate, 1 Foolish Burial, and of course, 1 Monster Reborn. And that's pretty much it for the spells. Alright, so for the traps, another added revival. We got Back to the Front, which is very good. We got our viruses, starting off Full Force Virus, strong with just about everything right now. 1 Eradicator, just to deal with Sky Strikers or Ultrageist. Call spells on Sky Striker and Goki, and traps against Ultrageist. So yeah. 2 Mind Crushes to go with our viruses, so that way you can peek at your opponent's hand after you resolve the viruses. Now this next 3 cards, I like to use this as a mind game against my opponent, but I play 2 Torrential Tributes and 1 Waking the Dragon. And our primary target with Waking the Dragon, which we'll get to soon, is just really funny because if I pick these 3, and my opponent will have to take a gamble whether or not he wants to pop my face down card or actually risk summoning a monster and wipe out his entire board. So those two cards really combo well with each other. Alright, so moving on to the extra deck now. I'm playing 2 Wee Witch's Apprentice. Everything in our deck is dark, except Pankratrops, of course, but you get the idea. Real easy to summon, just boosts the power of all our dark monsters by 500, and it weakens light attribute monsters. We got 1 Link Spider, just because, we'll be producing tokens quite a bit, but I only find use of 1 for right now. 1 Curious, because you have very different types of monsters. Like, you have dragons, you got fiends, you got warriors, even dinosaurs now, because, again, like, as long as Lair is out, Pankratrops will become a dark monster. 1 Deco Talker, pretty standard. And the only Link 4s we're going to be running is Saryuja for draw strength, and of course a free special. And Bomber Dragons, again, producing tokens just about at the end of every turn. You'll be essentially nuking your opponent's board almost all the time. For Xyz monsters, since we got a few we do have the options to make rank 3s. We've got Levier the Sea Dragon, which also acts as a DDR. Really great card. Once per turn, detach 1 material. Target 1 banished level 4 or lower monster and special summon that. So it's a good way to also bring back Lilith if you banish it with the Lair of Darkness or anything like that. Grenosaurus, just because it's good for like time rules. Like if it destroys a monster in battle, you get to detach 1 material, inflict 1,000 points of damage. And since these are rank 3s, if at any given point I chose to, during my main phase 2, I can go into Downward Magician, which gets a power boost for every material she has, and she does piercing damage. And for the only rank 8s, I'm playing Tachyon Dragon, which of course you can run Hope Harbinger too. I might switch out to Hope Harbinger pretty soon anyway, just to negate spells. And Heretic Sun Dragon, because he tributes to pop, so that's why it's really good. He tributes from both hand and grave and on field, so yeah, Heretic Sun Dragon's really good. The only synchro I'm running is just, of course, Black Rose Dragon. Gotta nuke boards, right? And of course the fusion, playing Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, since it's super easy to bring out. And finally, for our primary Waking the Dragon target, Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon. Unaffected by card effects, and at the end of every turn you inflict 1,000 points of damage. So, and you can make all, if your opponent has, that's only if your opponent has no face-up monsters. So, great card, and yeah, just a good way to, and it's a 3,500 attack beat stick, so your opponent cannot really, it's really hard to beat around that. And it's just really good against certain matchups. Alright, so that's it for the extra deck. Let's go and move on over to the side deck. So the side deck, which I like to side out, is 3 Drone Lockbird, strong against just about everything right now. Thunder Dragon, Sky Striker, or even Danger FTK. 1 Destrudo, only good against certain situations, but right now, like I said, during the last time I went to a regional, his ability backfired against me, which caused me to lose all my matchup against Sky Striker Trickstar, and it just wasn't pretty. 2 Econs, basically our mind control of the deck. Tribute 1 of your opponent's monsters if Lair's out to take control of one of his monsters. It's really funny. And from here on out, it's just traps. 3 evacuation devices. Since targeting is viable in this deck, or in this format, you could literally just, like, this is really strong against Thunder Dragons. Like, by now, their opponent's gonna, like, use up so many resources, it's gonna be harder for them to bring those fusion monsters back, unless they, of course, bring out Thunder Dragon Fusion, of course. But you want to get rid of that Colossus as quickly as you can. For back row heavy decks like the Ultrageist, Heavy Storm Dusters. Another good card that I like to bait out my opponents with is Secret Blast. Inflict 300 points for each card your opponent controls, but if they destroy this card, they take 1,000 points of damage. So it's a good way just to, like, stay in the lead, And the last few cards here are just stun-based cards. I'm running 2 Dark Light, tribute 1 dark monster with 1,500 or less attack, destroy all monsters that were special summoned this turn. 1 Canadia, just because it's Book of Moon. And finally, 1 Lost Wind, just to negate and cut your opponent's monsters in half. Or attack points in half, I'm sorry. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you all enjoyed this video, and as always, I'll catch you guys again on the next one.